Hi, and thank you for clicking on our link. I'm Francine Crystal of Crystal Clear Consulting, and this is for me a very uncomfortable experiment. I'm uncomfortable in front of the camera generally, and I'm not of the generation that produces selfies and performs on Facebook Live. And as someone whose profession is all about meaningful communication, it's really strange to me to be talking to a green light on my computer and imagining anyone is listening. So why am I doing this? LinkedIn tells us that Crystal Clear Consulting is about 7 years old, and I guess I'm experiencing some 7-year itch. Don't get me wrong, I love the work that we do. Just this morning, I had the pleasure of attending the 5th graduation of the Berklee College of Music Leadership Development Program, facilitated by my colleague Candace McDonald. It was wonderful to hear from those graduates how this program has already had an impact on the way they approach their work and their contribution to the institution. And the one-on-one coaching that we do with senior leaders is incredibly gratifying as we work with them to increase their leadership capacity and capability. But I've been feeling stale. I've done this work long enough that not much surprises me, and as I work on my own continuous development, I find that many of the things that are presented as new are very similar to things I've learned before. 20 years ago, I had similar feelings, and I took up the flute for the first time. 6 months later, I started working full-time at MIT and never picked up the flute again. It wasn't so much about learning how to play the flute, but stepping out differently and just seeing what happens next. So this time, I decided to do something new and step outside of my comfort zone with this experiment. Because I believe there can be value in being uncomfortable, and that overcoming this discomfort can be a catalyst for things I can't yet imagine. So what about you? You needn't dislike your job nor be advanced in your career to feel like you aren't being stretched. You can also be overworked and overcommitted, but not particularly challenged by the actual work. So, is it time for you to step out of your comfort zone, to shake it up a little? If so, what will you do? We'd love to hear from you about whether this resonates and what you might do about it yourself. In the spirit of further experimentation, we invite you to share any comments you might have on our brand new YouTube page. Thanks for listening, and please keep in touch.